mistakes can happen along the way, anywhere, any country. Some mistakes can happen and things might escalate out of nowhere. Can't just keep on pointing at bad things that can happen in this country. So it's normal, it's part of life. But because you can't be complaining every time about everything. Yeah. So you can start with your family. The way you want Nigeria to be, start to promoting your kids. Teach them this is what we want to do. Start teaching ethical behaviors to your kids. If you are complaining about whatever corruption you are talking about, okay, plant it in your room, plant it in your house, plant it with your children. We have to change the mindset.
Yeah.
Well, I want to through you now. I want to send a small message for the young people who might watch this podcast. And I'm sure many people will watch it. What's your added value?
Yeah. Hello, good evening, everyone. How are you doing today? It's Halloween in the United Kingdom and most of Western Europe, and Nigerians have started to, as usual, borrow or adapt all the cultural things from abroad, and we really do not celebrate as much of our own cultural stuff, unfortunately. So today, we're having a conversation with a very interesting man, somebody who has decided that he's more Nigerian than the Nigerians themselves. Nigeria is a country with vast potential. We have a population of roughly 230 million officially, but we know that those figures could be quite more. Also, we know that Nigeria has a lot of mineral resources, but those mineral resources also on Nigeria suffers a malaise of issues, from the poor power supply to poor infrastructure to massive levels of corruption, like we always hear all the time. It's not actually corruption is not everywhere in the world, but Nigeria just seems to be at the top of the list where people are talking about stuff like corruption and all of that. But we have an interesting man called Jimmy Khouri, and Jimmy will tell us where he's from originally and all of that. But Jimmy seems to be advocating for Nigeria more than the Nigeria. Jimmy happens to see the potential of Nigeria. And when I say potential, as opposed to potential, it means that for Jimmy, it's on a massive scale, and Nigerians just don't seem to be looking at what it is that is available to them and how to utilize it. So today, Jimmy is going to break down a couple of things for me, personally that is, and then the rest of you can now make up your minds on whether Jimmy's point are stable. But I believe most of it is, because I'm a strong believer in Nigeria as well. Hello, Jimmy. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes, good evening. Thank you for hosting me. It's a pleasure, and it's an honor, actually. And I'm very happy to be with you.
Jimmy,
Cheers.
do you speak broken English? Do you speak broken English? You sabi speak broken? You know sabi?
I don't tire finish, just small. Just small.
So we have caught you there first that,
I
you are
speak
too
Yoruba.
You're all open.
Yes, I got a school teacher to teach me Yoruba, even Hausa. I got another school teacher to come to my office to teach me Hausa and a little bit of Igbo. But unfortunately, because I'm in Lagos, so I get mixed more with the Yoruba languages. I mean, the practice is more because everybody here speaks, so you capture more and you practice more.
That's interesting. I didn't know you were in Lagos, because if I had known you were in Lagos, I probably would have had this session in person. I just left Lagos about 4 days ago. So it would have been brilliant, to have actually sat down with you in person. But still,
You can still arrange it when you come back. There's no big deal.
I mean, I spend a lot of time in Nigeria, so definitely I'll be back soon. Probably after the holidays, I should be back in Nigeria, and then, we can definitely catch up. So, Jimmy,
yes,
where are you from originally?
I'm Lebanese. I was born in Lebanon, yes, and I came to Nigeria in 12 years ago.
Okay.
2012, January.
Okay.
And yeah, and since then I'm in Nigeria. And sorry, I traveled also in many West African countries, Cameroon, Togo, Benin, Ghana. So I have this West African exposure, if you can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's interesting.
Even in Nigeria, I have moved all around the states. I think there are only 4 states that I have never visited. That's Gombe, Borno, Taraba, and I think Bauchi. Yeah, these are the 4 states. Never extreme northeast. I couldn't go there. But apart from that, I have been in all other states. So when I
Okay.
speak about Nigeria, I know what I'm talking about. You know?
Okay, I'm still ahead of you on that one because I have been to every state in Nigeria, and you know,
We are,
and,
we are going there. We are going there.
and the only place I can't find my way around Nigeria is Ebonyi State. But everywhere else, I can easily find myself. I find my way around the capital
Yeah.
city at the very least, and that has given me a very deep insight into Nigeria, into how
Yes.
beautiful the country it is, how we don't understand how to harness the tourism potentials of Nigeria. I have a friend who has been doing something very interesting in that area. He has a platform called My Beautiful Africa, and they've been promoting as much as they can. But the insecurity issue is one of the things we'll discuss. It's one of the things that are the constraints that they have. Now, you being a Lebanese in Nigeria is nothing novel because I know Lebanese were third generation in Nigeria who have been in, I mean, Lebanese, some Lebanese people that I know have been in Nigeria since 1950. Most of them in northern Nigeria, so in Kano particularly. So there's
Yeah.
nothing novel about that. I have heard quite a few of them tell me they are more Nigerian than I am because they speak at least 2 Nigerian languages. So
Yeah.
either they speak Hausa and Yoruba or Hausa and aside English and Arabic. And for most Nigerians, they only speak one Nigerian. For you, you are making the effort to learn the 3 languages. You say you already have, picking up Yoruba, you're picking up Hausa, and you're also trying to take some lessons. What exactly was your motivation to move to Nigeria?
We are human beings and we communicate. And this is the most efficient way to communicate with people.
Yeah.
If I speak in your language, first of all, I'm showing you respect. That's number one. If I speak your language, it's a kind of respect. So about remove the curiosity aside, that is my passion to learn languages. But first of all, it shows respect to the people that welcomed you
Yeah.
and welcomed me here in this case. And it's kind of appreciation for their hospitality, and it's a way of uh, breaking the barriers and establishing bridges between different cultures.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's amazing when you see the impact when you speak to someone in his language, or let's put it the opposite side. If you speak my language, you don't know what you make me feel. So, starting from there, when I speak to Nigerians in their own language, we have broken down so many barriers, and it's something I really enjoy. When I speak someone in Yoruba and he starts laughing, or when, let's say, a policeman arrests me on the road, I speak Hausa to him, or I speak from little bit from the Igbo side,
Yeah.
they're happy. They're
Oh, yeah.
enjoying it. And it gives me joy as well. To tell you the truth. It gives me joy.
Yeah. It's a great icebreaker, and
Yeah.
a lot of the times when you do speak the language to other people, it doesn't only show respect, it also shows that you have a vested interest in those people,
Yeah.
you know.
I agree.
And unfortunately, we don't happen to see a lot of foreigners. I'm not calling you a foreigner because we are still going to get to you being a Nigerian. We don't see a lot of foreigners come to Nigeria and actually try to learn the local language. It's always
Yeah.
a case of we are the ones that are always learning foreign language. So it's always a bit of a shock to us as a people when foreigners, people who don't look like us, actually speak our language. We're like, hang on, that's interesting. That's right. And then we want to try,
Yes.
we want to try to get to know those people a bit more. Now, I was asking earlier, what made you move to Nigeria in particular?
Actually, yes, I came here for work. I'm working with one of the biggest groups in Nigeria. It's called Bulos Group. Bulos family, they came to Nigeria in 1932.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I got an opportunity to work with them. We are the producer of rose bell tissue. Rose tissue, I'm
okay.
sure you are using it. It's the biggest
Yeah.
tissue in the whole Nigeria. So I
Okay.
got an opportunity, and they invited me to come here. And I came 2012. And since then, my love to Nigeria started from day one, honestly speaking. I can tell you that. So the more I get to know about Nigeria in terms of culture, in terms of traditions, in terms of bonds,
Okay.
relationship, family respect, respect for elders, is something really unique. You can't take it for granted. And me, I have traveled to different countries, and I have worked with different nationalities. There's something unique in Nigerians. That's what attracted me, And excuse me. And this is something I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes I don't have an explanation for that. But when I
Mhm.
see all these criteria, that I show high respect for these criteria. So when I see someone, you can walk into any Nigerian family member. You just don't need to take an appointment 2 weeks backwards. You just knock on the door and you enter. The little soup they have, they are happy to share it with you.
Oh,
It reminds me of my culture. I came from the same background. I don't need to call
okay.
my cousin and take an appointment. I'll just go there, knock on his door. Hey, how are you, Jimmy? So we enjoy ours. That's very close to my culture. So that's why I feel I'm at home. I don't need to
Yeah.
call one, 2 weeks ahead. And he could be my brother, the same father, the same mother, and I have to take appointment 2 weeks in advance. Doesn't make sense for me. So,
Yeah.
and am I talking too much, or I can go
No,
ahead?
no, 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 no. Go ahead.
uh, Now, talking about my love for this country, I've seen many cases where people get, for example, they face a challenge, a problem. Maybe they lost one of their family members, maybe the wife is at the hospital, or whatever. You can see the whole village come to assistance. They will be
Mhm.
calling that village, they'll be calling their family members. Everybody will start contributing, even with the little money they have. With the little money they have, I watch them and I see. So I will ask them, how did you pay your hospital bill? They say, my brother helped me. So where do you find this? You can't find this elsewhere. I'm telling you, it's unique. We shouldn't take it for granted. This bond that is available is present here in Nigeria. We should not take it for granted. No, it's unique,
Well,
and we have to.
I agree. I agree with you 100% on that because everywhere
Yeah,
we go,
everybody
it's still,
is on his own.
oh yeah, it's a surprise to a lot of people, especially abroad, when we throw a part, you know what we call Owambe. So when we throw the Owambe and then people get
Yeah.
to come and there's food for everybody, there's drinks for everybody. And it's a case of nobody's telling you have to contribute anything towards coming those celebrations of ours. So it shows the level of magnanimity that we have as a people. But there are a lot of challenges within Nigeria that
Yeah.
people keep talking about. And it seems that they talk more about the challenges than seeing the beauty. You work in an organization that's been in Nigeria since the 19th. How has your company been able to navigate those problems? And then from your perspective, how do you think you are able to navigate those problems personally?
Well, to answer the first part of the question,
Mhm.
as I said, the Bullets Group came to Nigeria a long time ago, 1932. And I think they are the third generation now. And luckily, they have Nigerians who stayed with them for over 30, 35 years working with them. So,
Okay.
in my personal opinion, I don't know about the owners, but in my personal opinion, what made them bypass this economic crisis is because they have very close Nigerian people working with them who's been here for long. They know how to take them out of all these struggles. So,
Mhm.
being an expert in Nigeria, when you have people who have been with you for 30, 35 years, 25 years, they know every single detailed about whatever business you are doing. And this
Mhm.
is the people you rely on. This is the people that can take you from one level to another level. You get? So I
Oh,
believe,
wow.
to answer you the first part of the question, I believe that's the secret why we are able to sustain ourselves is with the professional stuff that we have, because we are over 1,100 staff, and I think over 97% they are Nigerians. Only few positions they are
Wow. Over a thousand
over 1,100, yes. And the
all over the
majority of
country.
them, sorry,
Are you all over the country?
no, we are in Lagos, and now we have another branch in Abuja, and now soon we are opening another branch in the east. And we are the pioneers in the motorcycle business in Nigeria. And then we moved to the tissue business, and it's a huge. We are the biggest factory in West Africa. So yeah, we have
So
the
your
biggest
products go
machinery.
all.
Yeah,
So your products go all the way across West Africa. You export your product from Nigeria.
definitely yes.
Okay. So Jimmy, this has expanded the scope of the questions that I want to ask you because
Yeah,
your your company has been in business since the 1930s. And for the fact that they've been in business since the 1930s and been able to sustain till now, there's something peculiar there because there are so many Nigerian businesses that started since the 1930s and nobody even remembers that they ever existed. As a matter of fact, I think there are very few companies that started in the 1970s that still exist. You
yeah,
mentioned that your staff loyalty is what has carried you across the line, over
yeah,
the years.
yeah.
It's very difficult to retain staff, especially if you are paying the standard wages that everybody else is paying. If you have the standard, what you might call it, benefit that most people have. Does that mean that your company has some special benefits that they offer their staff or what? What exactly the secret to keeping a staff member for 30 something years? That's a lot of loyalty.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. And the culture that the Bullis family they were trying to establish it all over these years. I told you I joined them in 2012. That's just recent start compared to when
Yes.
they initially started. But from the way I see it, sorry, they promote a culture of unity, a culture of sympathy among the staff, a culture of there's no discrimination in our place. No matter where you come from,
Mhm.
everybody is treated on equal basis, and everybody gets his own right on equal basis. So I think the way I see it, people are from 12 years back until now, the way I see people, they are happy people, they are enjoying the company, they are enjoying the group, and they feel highly respected, they feel well trained. That's another part, because you need to train your people, keep them motivated. That's part of
Mhm.
the way I see it.
Yeah.
And it's a family environment. Seriously, I'm not saying that just to say it. It's a real family environment. That's how you see people stay for 30, 35 years, and they're still there, and they care for the business as if it was their own business. I think for any people who wants to start business in Nigeria, if they um, capture this culture, if they implement this culture of bringing your staff close to you, train them, treat them with respect, no discrimination, unity among everybody, a family atmosphere, I think They will make it. They will make it because in my opinion, the major asset in any company, specifically in Nigeria, they are the people. So once you
No,
take care of the people, you understand? Once you take care of your people, they can take you to places where you never thought you can go there. So
oh yeah.
that's the key. That's the key. Anybody who's coming to Nigeria, if he knows how to bring the people close to him, treat them well with respect, give them what's belonging to them, okay, appreciate them, and you can fly. You can fly, I'm telling you.
Now, is it a family-run business?
Yeah, it's a family business.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So over the years, like you said, you've had these.
We're not supposed to talk much about them, I'm just
No, I mean, I'm curious because
to promote my company. It's my company, and I have my
yeah,
belonging to this company.
yeah,
So yeah, opportunity to promote it. I will not hesitate to do.
yeah. So you see, the culture that most people bring into country in terms of running business has been has been a matter of discussion for a long time.
Come
Whereby
again? I couldn't get you. Sorry.
I said the issue, surrounding people coming into Nigeria to come and run business, tell family
Yeah.
run, has
Yes.
been a matter of discussion for a very long time, especially because when you look at most of those companies, you look at their organoids, you find very few Nigerians on the management level. It's usually the
Yeah.
foreigners at the management level, and then the Nigerians are mostly in the other job. So people usually have a lot of questions around, the ethics around
Yeah.
what are those companies actually giving to Nigeria in terms of equal opportunity within Nigeria. Because
Yeah.
if they're running a business in Nigeria, it should be a Nigerian, regardless of if your parent company is in another country. So they would expect that Nigerians will have equal opportunities within those organizations to be able to rise to
Yes.
the top and even become, the MDs of such companies. But we rarely see that. And those were part of the reasons why I was asking the questions I was asking.
Yeah.
Because logically, the next question I would have asked, but you have already caught me further, a bit on
Sorry.
further here by saying that you shouldn't be talking about, right? By saying that we shouldn't be talking about your company, we should be, and I can understand because this is not supposed to be a promotional for your company. But I mean, I would take the opportunity to talk about your company because if you have been in businesses like you do, and you have been contributing to the Nigerian economy, then we should celebrate you. We should talk about you because
Thank you. Thank you.
it is businesses like yours that we are looking for, both locally owned and foreign owned businesses contributing to the development of Nigeria,
Yes,
creating jobs, paying
I
taxes,
agree.
and giving value. So I'm always happy to talk about that. Now, for you personally, how have you been able to navigate, the different things that you see in Nigeria? Take for instance, power supply, healthcare, corruption on the road. For instance, how we talk about Nigerian policemen and all that, all sorts of different things that happen. There are a few bad elements amongst them, yes. The majority are not better, we know. But still, it seems to be a significant issue that a lot of people talk. How have you been able to navigate all?
Well, let me tell you the truth. One has to be realistic,
Yeah.
and yeah, you should analyze things in an objective way. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
So if I don't have light in Nigeria for 24 hours, I cannot complain because even my country we don't have light 24 hours.
Hmm.
So I'm
Okay.
used to that, and I cannot say, see, no. If I go back to my country, there's no 24 hours light. So we are running
Wow.
on gen. Even the gen will shut down for a couple of hours, and
Uh-huh.
we will sweat the whole night. So it's something we are used to. It. That's for the light something.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned also the corruption on the road. I don't
Corruption
call it
generally, yeah.
corruption. I don't call it corruption. I don't
What
call
do you
it
call it?
corruption. Well, I have my own way to look at things. You might disagree with me. You might agree.
Yeah.
When you go out in the night, let's say you went out in the night and you met a checkpoint, whatever it is, the check. and you just appreciate those people. What does it cost you? For appreciation, not for anything else. To keep your safety on the road. Because if these people are not on the street, I will not go out on the night. I will not. So when I meet these people, I joyfully greet them, laugh with them, appreciate them. Because without them staying the whole night on the road, I will not go out. So they are making sure the place is secure. So that's the least I can tell them. Thank you. For me, it's not corruption. Don't call it corruption. Are you getting me? It's my way of looking at things.
Yes, I understand you. Yeah, clearly, because
People might disagree, people might agree, but it's my personal opinion. If those
yeah,
people are not on the road, I will not out in the
yeah. So it's 2 years ago, I think it was 2022.
Yeah.
There was an uprising of some sort in Nigeria, something called Expat, where people came out to protest against, the police and police brutality, blah blah blah, and all of that. At that point in time, what were your thoughts around that? Because they were complaining about the police being unfriendly, the police not doing their job properly, and all of that. For you that you were in the country, were you worried at that point in time that this would escalate?
See, me being an expat living in this country, all what I pray for and all what I want is peace in Nigeria. I'm not in a position to say this one is at fault or this one is at fault because I'm an expat. I have to respect the house that accommodates me. All what I can say is that I'm sitting here and I'm praying for peace, unity for this country. Okay, mistakes can happen along the way, anywhere, any country. Some mistakes can happen and things might escalate out of nowhere. It's normal. Can't just keep on pointing at bad things that can happen in this country or in this country or in that country. So it's normal. It's part of life. It's part of life. What I'm trying to say, excuse me, what I'm trying to say is me being an expat in Nigeria, what my mission, my personal mission is to pick the beautiful things about the country and promote it. Because enough is enough. Everybody's talking negatively about everything. Enough is enough. How do you keep on talking negatively and you ignore the fact that you have beautiful things around you and you start taking those beautiful things for granted? It's not for granted because you can lose them at any moment. It's not for granted. Believe me, my brother. Believe me.
Oh yes,
Those beautiful things you are seeing, they are not for granted.
I agree with you because when you look at the country that is at peace, the country doesn't have electricity, has bad roads, or what, and you're complaining every waking day. How are you going to compare yourself to a country that is at war? What
Come
do you want
again?
those people to say? How are you going to compare yourself to a country that is at war? How
That
can you
is
compare yourself at war? So what do you want those people to
at
say?
war.
Yeah, when you see countries that are at war, you see people,
Yeah.
people not knowing if they are going to wake up the next morning because stuff is flying all over. They don't have food to eat, they don't have water. Their children are sick, they can't take them to hospital because there's a war going on. But for you are not at war. It is a case of some things are not working. Should we not be working towards making a change as opposed to complaining? I look at it from that point of view all the time. But at the same time, we also look at it from the point of view of there's some responsibilities that we expect from government, you know. Do you think Nigerians don't cooperate enough to make a change in the country?
See, let me tell you something. I think Nigeria took the independence 1960. Am I correct?
Very correct.
So, so it's just a 64 years old country. We need
Yeah.
to give it time. We need
Hmm.
to give it time. Go and check when did the USA, when this the Americans got their own independence? 270 something years, I guess. So for 200 and something years, they've been developing, they've been doing trial and error, mistakes, civil war, this, and that, until now they became something. So this is a 64 years old country. In Yoruba, we say nisuru. Easy. Easy.
Thank you.
Easy.
I
So,
like.
so I'm not saying that I'm not saying that we can do better. We can do better. We have all the potential. What I'm saying is, let's not keep pointing at the negative. There are so many beautiful things in Nigeria, economic wise, uh, culture wise, people wise, family wise. It's a rich country. It has all the minerals, agricultures. We have everything. And we can't keep on blaming people, blaming this, blaming this, blaming this. It's not about blaming. I had, I don't know if I should tell you that I had a conversation with a friend. He's a Nigerian. So I
Yeah.
was telling me corruption everywhere. I said, oh, well, you're talking about corruption, and you have manipulated your meter in your house for NEPA. Please, come on. Come on. I
You
beg.
know what? You know what that.
Yes.
You know what that half of the time. That is the actual problem. So everybody keeps pointing a finger, not realizing that the rest of the fingers are pointing at them. A lot of people do a lot of stuff. You know, you don't pay your rent when you're supposed to pay your rent, but then you blame the government for doing something fun. You pay a NEPA official, you have not paid your NEPA bill or whatever, and you go and bribe the NEPA. But you still complain about the government. You still complain about corruption. You still complain about police. But you are contributing to the same thing that you're talking about. But you don't see yourself in the mirror. That's a major problem. I mean, this is Nigeria. Nigeria is a very unique country. I have the
Indeed.
belief that
Indeed. Indeed. You
I
are
have
right.
I I have the belief that if every Nigerian took care of their own property in an honest, you will not recognize Nigerian saying it. That's
See,
my
my
belief.
brother. See, sorry to interrupt you. I think I interrupted you. I apologize.
No, no, no. Go
So,
ahead.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I'm not in a position to talk in politics. I'm talking
Uh-huh.
about the perspective the people are looking into their own country. This is what bothers me. I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm not here to point fingers at anybody. It's not my duty. I'm a
Yeah,
foreigner. I'm a visitor. I have to respect the place, and I will leave that thing for the owner of the house.
yeah,
But I don't want people to be complaining about their own country, whereby they are not seeing the beautiful things. So what I'm trying to do is just to show them, hey, Oga, listen, you have something beautiful here, don't ignore it. Oga, you have something nice here, don't ignore it. You want to complain, complain, but look at the beautiful garden that you have. You have this flower, you have this flower, you have this flower. Don't look at the desert outside your garden. You are living in a garden. Okay, you say, okay, I'm struggling. Everybody is struggling. Go anywhere in the world. Everybody is struggling. In my country, we are struggling. We have 1.6 million now homeless people in my country. So it's everywhere. It's not only limited to this country or this country or this country. Are you getting me? So
yeah.
it's like I want to promote Nigeria in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
I want to promote education in Nigeria with the little capacity that I have. I don't have capacity, just whatever I post on my social media, that's my limitation. Moreover, I want to promote Nigeria on the tourism level, on the touristic level, because there are very beautiful places in Nigeria people don't talk about. Why? Why? Have you
What?
been in Le Meridien in Uyo, in Akwa Ibom State? One of the most beautiful hotels I have been with the golf club. Amazing. Have you been in Calabar? If you go
Yep.
to Calabar, if you go to Abuja, I went to one, I will not mention, I went to one government office in Abuja. I felt like I'm in Europe. Very nice, very beautiful,
That's a government
very
office.
beautiful,
Yeah,
very beautiful. I went
but
to Enugu,
mm-hmm.
Enugu State. There's one place in Enugu State called Nike Lake.
Yeah.
I went to Nike Lake Hotel. Amazing place. Amazing place. Do you know that in Edo State, the wall of Benin should be promoted for a touristic destination? It should be
Oh
on the
yeah.
world map as a touristic destination. Why not? You say you will tell me security, this and okay, try with the main cities. Abuja, Lagos, Calabar, Puyos, and Benin. Why not? Many people don't know that we have an American super university in Yola. American university in Yola. Many Nigerians, they don't know. Many foreigners, they don't know. It's an amazing
Yeah.
university. I've been there. Are you getting me? So it's like we need to pick the roses and the flowers that we have and show it to the world. It's not
So
only negative.
how do you suggest that Nigeria goes about promoting it?
Well, first of all, it is first of all you can do that on individual basis. Everybody, let's say you, the state you are coming from, it's your, in my opinion, it's your job to be promoting the beautiful places on your social media. Okay, that let people know, even within Nigeria, let people know the beauty about your state or your village.
Me, I
So
don't have a
it's
state. Me, I don't have a state, Jimmy. I don't have a state because my my father was from Ogun State, half Ogun State, half
really share. You know
on Ogun. Yeah, my father was half Ogun, half Borno. My mother is half Ogun, half Lagos. I was born in Lagos, but I grew up in Kaduna. So which state will I claim? I don't have a state, so I promote everywhere.
promote any place you've been there. You know, Akure is very beautiful. When I
I've been
post
to Akure, of course,
photos
yeah.
in Akure, there are amazing places in Akure. What I'm trying to say is it's time for us, with Nigerian and expats, okay?
Mhm.
The expats who are traveling within Nigeria, they too, they should promote. Same like now, I'm telling you, if you go to Le Meridien in Akwa Ibom, one of the most beautiful hotels I have visited, deep inside the
Same here.
forest, surrounded by a world-class golf course. People don't know about it. Why? Why? Why is not
Well,
on
maybe
the
because
world touristic map? Why not?
do you think it's a case of not just that Nigerians are not promoting Nigeria, but also that the world is not giving Nigeria the opportunity to promote itself because we have so many
Because nobody will
negative.
scratch your back. You have to scratch your back yourself. I'm sorry
You
to
have to
say.
scratch it yourself.
Nobody will come and scratch you. You have to scratch it.
You know they're always talking.
Nobody will scratch your no.
You know they're always giving travel advice against Nigeria, saying that things are happening in so don't go to Nigeria and all of that. Is there a way to counter that negative press?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You can do that.
How
You
do you
can
do
do
it?
that. Why not? It's on a higher level. Now we moved from the individual level on to a higher level.
Mhm.
To a higher level. You have to plan it. You have to have a tourism plan for the country. I've never
Okay.
seen one website promoting any touristic destination in Nigeria. Why?
Hmm.
I'm not criticizing anybody. We are here to try to advise. Are you getting me? I don't want to be misunderstood that I'm pointing fingers to
Yeah.
people. No, 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 no. They are trying their best. They are doing their best. And people in charge, they are doing excellent job. But we want to do a little more. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, look, I mean, sometimes it's better to say the way it is. People could do better. The people in the tourism sector could do much better in terms of the amount of effort that they put in. Like I said earlier on, there's a friend of mine that I know who has been doing something fantastic when it comes to tourism in terms of the way she's been promoting Nigeria and now she's even gone, to the African continent. So now she promotes Africa. I also know one or two people who have been deeply, vested in promoting Nigeria. And I'm talking of the Duke of Calabar. So the Calabar Festival that takes place every December is been going on consistently for
That one
several
should be
years.
highly promoted. That one
Yeah,
should be
it's
highly
highly
promoted.
promoted.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have that. You have the Osho Oshobo Festival that always happens every year in Ocean State. These are cultural events that have been going on since forever. That you see quite a lot of expats or a lot of travelers actually coming to the country to actually go to your Osun festival. But it's not nearly enough because the amount of money that should be generated from such events, I don't think Nigeria gets it fraction of. So I don't think it is enough for us to try to be politically correct. We should say it the way it is. A lot more needs to be done. Like you rightly said, let us even pick those few places that are readily available and say, you know what? If you can't go to Gombe, if you can't go to Sokoto, go to Benin, go to Uyo, go to Calabar, come to Lagos. At least let's talk about those places. Let's try and even promote those places. Day before yesterday, I saw an ad. A DJ is coming to Lagos for 10 days to come and do a show for Christmas and New Year. It's coming all the way from America to come and do a show in Nigeria.
Yeah.
The potentials are there. But a lot of people keep complaining about one constraint or the other. Is it that we want to get maximum benefit without putting in the maximum? What exactly is your opinion?
I think
Why
it's a
do you feel
mindset.
that?
I think it's a mindset.
Right.
I think it's a mindset because the people who are in charge to promote whatever destination as a touristic destination, they are doing great job. But we need to change the mindset of the people because you can't be complaining every time about everything. You have to go, you have to climb the stairs step by step, step by step. So you
Yeah.
can't expect everything at the same time. So what you can start with your family, the way you want Nigeria to be, start to promoting your kids. Teach them this is what we want to do. Start teaching ethical behaviors to your kids. If you are complaining about whatever corruption you're talking about, okay, plant it in your room, plant it in your house, plant it with your children. Are you getting me?
Start to change you start to change within yourself.
It's a mindset that we have to change it. So we have to change the mindset. We have to change the mindset. That's what I.
Now, you were talking about
Negativity will
promoting
not
Nigeria.
take us anywhere.
Yeah, you were talking about promoting Nigeria, and you
Yes,
said
negativity will not take us anywhere.
you said you wanted to promote Nigeria touristically, and you wanted to promote Nigeria educationally. What do you mean by promote Nigeria, education?
Well, I want to through you now. I want to send a small message for the young people who might watch this podcast, and I'm sure many people will watch it.
Yeah.
People think that education stops when you graduate. It's totally the opposite. Education starts when you graduate because now everybody has a degree. What's your added value?
Yeah.
If you think you have a BS and then you stop, or you have a master's degree and then you stop, you will not go anywhere because people are on daily basis training themselves with AI, with communication skills, with emotional intelligence. You can't say, okay, I'm done. No. When you graduate, this is where education starts because your degree have given you the level where you can start to fly. You have the basics to fly. Now, how do you fly? You fly from your personal development. You have to develop yourself. That's the message I want to send to all the young people in Nigeria. Once you graduate, it's not the end, it's the start. It is the start. Are you getting me?
I totally agree with you, Jimmy. And I'm also a strong advocate of people acquiring skills outside of the formal education sector. I'm not saying don't go and get the formal education. What I'm saying is get the formal education, then also acquire those skills. Now, we own a platform. We own a platform called the Startup Tribe. We're gonna put the description. We're gonna put the link to the website in the description. It's a free platform for people to go and learn skills that are relevant to the marketplace today. It is absolutely free. You don't pay a dime. And you actually even get a certificate of participation that you are competent in what
Excellent.
you have learned on that platform. And that certificate is also free. So basically, it's our own way of giving back. It's our own way of saying that the opportunities are out there, but you need to be properly positioned to tap into those opportunities. If you don't grab those skills that you need, you're not going to be able to get the relevance that you need. Like Jimmy said, there's no differentiation. Everybody has a BSc, everybody has a master's. But what other extra skills? Do you have any
Yeah,
communication skills?
it's
You
the
learned any
extra you get.
communication?
I will take you somewhere.
Yeah. Have you learned anything in email marketing? Have you learned anything on AI prompting? You need to learn something extra. You need to be able to bring something extra to the table so that when you're, applying for a job, for instance, they can actually see that you are a progressive learner. Progressive learners will always rise in any organization. They also, would want to see that you are a self-starter. So in the event that their company even folds up, for instance, or the MD decides that he's leaving and they need somebody to lead, and you can be a contender, even if you have only been working with the company before. If you have the adequate skills, you will get the requisite, attention that you deserve. So we'll leave the link in the description. Go to the startup track. Please go and just click on whatever one of the courses. We have about 52 courses on there. We still have a library of close to 1,500 courses that we're still going to be uploading slowly. Like I said, it's free. It's not a money-making venture. So the amount of funds that we have to put into it are limited at the moment. But you can still go there and go and get it. All right. So back to Jimmy. Now, Jimmy, education in Nigeria, Nigerians are highly competent when they step outside the country. People have said that the Nigerian educational system is broke. But Nigerians are taking the education they have learned they have acquired in Nigeria. They are taking it abroad and they are showing that they are very competent. Have you had any call, to complain about the type of, staff that you have? They are competent when it comes to for instance, or the people they interact.
I think I'm sorry to say that. I think I'm losing your voice a little bit because your voice is getting a bit low. So I couldn't hear the question very well. I don't know if
Can you
it's
hear me
my
better now?
connection. Yeah, now it's better. Yes. Can you repeat,
Okay,
please?
all right. So so I'll repeat. I was saying that the Nigerian educational system, right? A lot of people have said that it is broken. But we see that Nigerians take that same education and they go abroad and they shine. They show that they are very competent with that same education. Now, in your interactions with Nigeria, in Nigeria, have you had any cause to complain about their level of competence?
No, not at all. Because as far as I'm concerned, the way I see Nigerians, they are highly intelligent people, highly skilled, intelligent people. Sometimes they need guidance. Sometimes they need
Mm-hmm.
advices. Okay, so when I say I want to promote education on my personal level. It's not like on a general
Yeah.
level, position to promote anything, you know. But at times I meet people where I can guide them. For example, I have
Yeah.
done one seminar, one training for one of the big schools in Lagos. It was an online training for young children between 11 and 16 years old. So I was trying to promote the idea of, because this is, thank you for your question. This is what I've noticed with the young people.
Mm-hmm.
Many young kids and early teenagers, they are putting hope on being famous on one of the social medias by going live on social media. And to tell
Content
you the
creator.
truth, I have seen this very frequently. When I'm browsing my social media, I see
Mm-hmm.
young teenagers going live with no light. I think they don't have light. They are desperate, searching for a fake hope. It's not a hope. It's not a plan. It's not a dream. So I made sure to tell those young children that the money you are going to use to buy internet data for you to go online on the social platform, use it to go and learn something you like, whether on YouTube, whether anywhere you like. Spend this amount of money to learn something new. Going live, waiting for a flower, waiting for a heart, waiting for whatever. Staying late in the night until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. When you are young, 12, 13 years, sometimes girls, it pains me a lot. So when I say promoting education, is maybe I misuse the word promoting, is just to try to direct the youth in the appropriate channels. We have very nice schools, very nice universities, but those young people, we as mature people and as people we care for the future of these youth, we need to contribute to their future. How? By directing them. Be careful. It's not what will make your future a brighter future. When you go live and you became famous and you're waiting for a flower and you keep on shouting the whole night, tap, 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 tap. I'll just look at my screen like that. I feel pity. Seriously, I feel pity. It pains me deep in the heart because somebody has to say something for these children, whether the school, whether the parents. The parents might have some financial issues. They might have some problems. I know we live in a realistic world, but schools have to contribute. People like you have to shout out, be careful, guys. Be careful, guys. Watch out your kids, what they are doing on the internet, on the social media in the night. Why? It's a fake hope. They give them the perception that, okay, you will get money if you reach there. No, you will not go anywhere. People will misuse you. So
Oh yeah.
this is what I meant by, let's say,
Promoting education.
directing, giving guidance to those young people. Okay, so yeah, it's something very, very important. We have to be careful about.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct about that. And we have seen different phases of this happening. So back in the early 2000s, it was a case of everybody, well, not everybody, a very large majority of young people they wanted to be on the screens, they wanted to be actors, they wanted to be famous and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of them have fallen by the wayside. They never became successful when it comes to acting. They were never, featured in any movie. And people abused a lot of people, took advantage of them, especially the really young ones. And this is another
Unfortunately, yes.
phase of it. But yeah, and this is another phase of it, like you rightly said, where social media, I'm not a I'm not a believer that it should be regulated. I'm a believer that people should have their mind. It's the new world that we live in today. But at the same time, with every freedom comes responsibility at the same time.
There's a
So
price.
when you have,
Agree.
when you have the freedom, to buy data, put on your mobile phone, and then go on social media, then talk, at least try and be informative. Let it not be a case of you are just dancing and just shaking and blah 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 and looking for people to, you know, like give me a heart or give you a what did you call it, a token or whatever you call it. All that's all the TikTok and Instagram and all of that. Nobody's saying that you cannot become an entrepreneur and try to earn a living on your own, regardless of what your age is. That's the point. But the point is, you need the right type of tool for you to be able to make these things work. So you need the financial training if you're going to start your own business. You need business training if you're going to run your own business because you need to be able to manage it. And then you need the technical skills as well for you to be able to drive your business forward. Marketing is no longer analog. Marketing is now digital. So that means you need to understand it as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just about you sitting in front of a camera and just rolling your head and thinking that money is going to drop from heaven. That's not the way it works. It is much more structured than that. And that's why a lot of you people who are not doing the right things are falling by the wayside, which Jimmy has rightly highlighted. And I think I support him 110% on that. You need to go and get those skills. We need to be able to continuously develop our capacity, develop our potential as a people for us to be able to excel. There are countries that don't have the potentials of Nigeria, but they are excelling faster than Nigeria. Why is that? It's simply because they are able to each one equal at the very least. And this has nothing to do with government. This has everything to do with you as an individual. I will take out my time to teach whoever I can teach, and that's why I was able to set up a platform for people to go there and go and learn. But you can also do. And the more we do it, the easier it is for us to promote Nigeria as a country. It is easier for Nigeria to develop. And at some point, if you reflect in a certain way, your leadership will also reflect that same way. So things will work eventually, but we need to put in the effort. Every country in the world has challenge, major challenge, but it is how the people react to those challenges that actually make the difference. And I think, Jimmy, have you got a Nigerian passport yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
So
I think it's after 15 years. Yeah. By law
Right.
is by after 15 years.
So, but you do, I mean, for you to work in Nigeria, that means you have a residence permit, and that gives you the opportunity to work towards the
Yes.
naturalization. But are you going to take the Nigerian citizenship?
Yeah, after when I finish my 15 years, definitely after I get my
Okay.
15 years, because I think there's the law. Once you have 15 years, you are entitled to apply.
Yeah.
So I still
So
have 3 years to go.
well, a lot of people don't know that, people naturalize in Nigeria, that's what. And a lot of people also don't know
Because
that
I
Nigerian
tried,
immigration
but no, the law is 15 years.
the law doesn't. Nigeria's immigration laws are some of the strictest and strictest in the world. A lot of people don't know that. For you to get a Nigerian visa is very tough. For you to get a residence permit in Nigeria is very tough. And for you to get Nigerian citizenship as well, it's not what most people think. It takes quite a bit of effort. So you have to put in the work for you to get it. So, Jimmy, when you get your Nigerian citizenship, you go watch out.
Yeah, I'm praying for that. I'm waiting eagerly.
We go watch out. Now, I'm glad that I'm speaking to someone. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm speaking to someone who is talking about the positive side of Nigeria and is able to at least point other people in the right direction and say, look, you know what? Why don't you see the good side?
I think I'm losing your voice again. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I said, I'm glad I'm talking to somebody who's saying that. Look at the positive side of your country. At least pick out those ones first. The negative ones will always be there. And as Nigerians will always say, Wahala no they finish. And once you know that Wahala no they finish, then at least focus on the good things, the things that actually put a smile on your face. You have fantastic weather, you have beautiful accommodating people, and you have extremely beautiful terrain, depending on where you go. Everywhere you go in Nigeria, there's always something. You have the Mandela Plaque, you have the national park, you have the waterfall, and you have, of course, the high-end places like the Nike Lake, you have the Meridian in Uyo, for those who can afford it. And for those who can afford it, there are so many others. So many other places. You have Ikogosi, warm water springs, in those states. It's a lot. I mean, I can't begin. It just shows that we don't talk about those things enough. So it's been an absolute pleasure to have somebody like Jimmy come out and tell you know what, you guys, look at what you have and let's be happy with it. Let's promote it as much as we can. I'm going to be seeing Jimmy the next time I'm in Lagos, and I hope Jimmy will be able to take you somewhere I've never been in Lagos.
Yeah, I will.
And then we'll see how how that works. Now, Jimmy, we have taken quite a few, messages from you tonight. And I'm sure a lot of people will have quite a few things to say as regards, being in Nigeria and you seeing Nigeria from the very positive side. Because a lot of Nigerians think that if you're an expatriate, you see the easy side of Nigeria because Nigerians expatriate is better. I'm glad that they do. Yes, they treat expatriates better. Fellow expatriates, what would you say? What would be your message to fellow expatriates who work in Nigeria?
Before I send a message to the expat, I have a message for my brothers and sisters, my Nigerian brothers and sisters, especially those who are looking for jobs. And I want to tell them that waiting the time, in Nigeria, we say God's time is the best time. You never know when God will open doors for you. Waiting the time that you get employed or you get a job, do not stay idle, please. Do not stay idle. Continue learning, developing yourself, learn new skills. There are so many courses you can learn. There are so many skills you can acquire. Don't stay stagnant. How do we say that? Stagnant water stinks, right? So please, waiting the time you get a job, do not stay idle. Okay, that's a very important message. I would like to share it with everybody.
They should keep up. They should keep up skilling, as much as they can. Yeah.
Yes, they should keep upscaling. They should keep developing themselves. They should keep on learning something new technologies, new courses, whatever. There are many courses free online. Just browse the internet and go and learn. Don't stay idle. Don't stay idle and just allow negativity to overtake you. No, time will come. You will get a job. But once you develop different skills in different segments, now you are increasing the opportunity to get hired. So, yeah, this is very important.
So, what's your message to the fellow expatriates? Because there have been a lot of negative, threat when it comes to expatriates and, how, like I said,
Come again?
at the very beginning. Like I mentioned at the very beginning, there's been a lot of talk about expatriates and how they treat Nigerians in Nigeria. What will be your message to those expatriates who do not treat Nigerians fairly?
Well, I think they are the losers because they will kick them out. Because Nigeria is a place. Nigeria has a hospitality that is unmatched. You cannot match the hospitality of Nigeria as a country and Nigerians as people. If you don't know how to deal with this type of welcoming people, I don't know which nationality you can deal with it. Seriously speaking, if someone as welcoming as Nigeria and you still don't know how to relate with them, I don't know which nationality will be able to nail. That means the problem is you. I'm sorry to say. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, that means the problem is it's their problem.
It's their problem.
You might
Now,
not have this opportunity when you visit another country. Even if you go to work in another country, you will not have the same opportunity, the same respect, the same hospitality, the same welcoming people that Nigerians are. They are welcoming you. They are happy you are there, and they are expecting something from you. They need to learn from you because you too are learning from them.
yep.
When I came here in 2012, I was learning from Nigerians, so I have to teach them whatever I know. And any expat that comes to Nigeria should do the same. Take, for instance, if I travel to another country, I might not get the same welcoming hospitality. No, I'll be on my own. I don't know.
You can never get the Nigerian hospitality anywhere else.
No, I'm sure of that. Because I have been in several countries. I can guarantee you that. I'm talking from experience.
There's nowhere else.
I'm talking from experience.
And like there's a saying that when you start a conversation with a particular question, and then you now you come back to that conversation to that question towards the end of your conversation, then that means there's a lot of truth in it. When we started this conversation, it was a case of how do you view Nigeria, and all of that. And we have ended it on that note as well in terms of the potentials of Nigeria and how beautiful Nigeria is. So Jimmy has told us quite a few things in terms of how we see Nigeria, and he has given us some advice on how to navigate not the Nigerian waters, because he's not Nigerian, so he can tell the Nigerian how to navigate the water, but how to change our mindset and see things from a different perspective so that we can truly appreciate what we have as Nigerians. I'd like to say a very big thank you to Jimmy, and I hope I'm going to have another conversation with Jimmy at some point, because Jimmy's company might have 18 or 20 people in terms of how to run a sustainable business somewhere along the line, considering the fact that they've been in business since 1930. You said it. So there's a lot to learn from there. Anywhere that you have the opportunity to get some form of education, no matter how micro it is,
Yes.
I think it's important that you tap into it. So at any point in time that we get to have that conversation with Jimmy or Jimmy's company, we are definitely going to make sure that you get to hear about it so that you can also sit down and watch it. Now, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, we would implore you to please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on all our social handles so that you get the notifications constantly as soon as we're uploading the videos and all. We want to try to drive as much traffic as possible for our YouTube channel so that we'll be able to continue to bring amazing characters, amazing individuals, amazing contributors like Jimmy Khouri to you.
Thank you. I really appreciate
every single week. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for your time.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And like we always say, stay safe and be true to yourself. Thank you all for taking the time to join us.
You too. You too.